fault you go hocus pocus, lack of focus, the very uneducational podcast that brings you topics such as witchcraft, paranormality, true crime, strange history, and everything weird and wonderful in the world. Today we are once again talking about the apocalypse, but this time it's biblical. Are we living in the end times? Are you going to get through Judgment Day? Are you worried that I'm obsessed with the end of the world? Because I am. It's Misha Justy and Armageddon new topics, I swear. I'm joined, as always, by a man whose world ended when the Soviet Union did. It's Magog's biggest fan, Oisin Byrne.
I am the Alpha and the Omega.
Fucking hell. And our hostess with the most chest. She doesn't care about the world's demise. She's all about them titties. It's Dani Thomas. It's a play. Dani, you looked confused.
Yeah, it took me a second.
Demise, them titties. That's to be honest with you.
It was subtle. It was real subtle.
I got there eventually.
I was like, this isn't going to work, but I just wanted to. I wanted to do it. I was like,
you
demise.
stuck the landing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Demise.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So here we are. It's the end of the world, and I feel fine.
I'm so excited.
For the end of the world or for this episode?
For the end of the world.
Why not both?
Never this episode.
I could be excited for two things.
Justy, for someone who when Dani does her super murder episodes and you feel it very deeply emotionally and you get a bit upset about it, you're doing the apocalypse two episodes in a row for you.
Yeah,
well, there's no gore.
Technically, a lot of my stuff recently has been the simulation theory one as well was very nihilistic. That was existential.
Yeah.
And yeah. So there's been a lot of stuff, and I really need to get back into doing the Dani's cat has done a murder somewhere.
Yeah.
We've probably definitely heard that. Yes, 100%.
Everyone heard that.
I actually thought that was the end of the world happening. I thought that was the first calamity.
All we were missing there was
I'm not even going to look until after the episode.
No, he's definitely done something incredibly stupid.
Good idea, but yeah, I'm looking to get back into not being so pessimistic. But I really don't. I'm not. I don't know why I'm on this, but it's just that with stuff that's been happening in geopolitics and stuff recently, I'm like, if I don't do it kind of now, I'll kind of skip by it. So I'm just saying. Next time, I swear I will do a little palate cleanser or something like that. I'll get back to talking about fucking mermaids or fairies getting fingered or something easy. But for now, we're stuck with me talking about the apocalypse, which I was kind of coming away thinking, let's not make it too kind of doom and gloom. We don't want everybody feeling, but I literally was just doom scrolling there for a little while, and I found some videos of furries in VR chat rooms, and I want the world to end so bad. I've cringed inside out.
Did you see there was actually a thing recently that I saw on TikTok? They were petitioning some school in America because it's always America. They were.
Is it?
They were petitioning to have litter boxes in high schools for the kids who are furries.
I heard this, but I do again. It had to be satire. There's no way they're going to have
apparently
kids shit in a litter box.
Apparently, there's it's an actual thing.
No, that's one of their weird tropes where they're and my cousin's brother's uncle's dog's owner, he went to a school and they had a kid who thought he was a cat and they had to have a litter box and he was just shitting in it in the classroom. And I don't want to know about that.
The kind of people that burn Harry Potter books without reading the Harry Potter books. There's just there's magic in it. It's got to be evil.
It's got to be evil.
It still wouldn't surprise me if it was true, though. Nothing that comes out of America surprises me anymore.
It's not a real place.
Well, I mean, I've already said this. If they were to put litter boxes in classrooms, it would be significantly better than AR-15s.
That's exactly true. That's yeah. It's
just
a
putting
really
that out
good
there.
point.
Just
Really
a
good
little
point.
suggestion, America.
Well, are you telling me that it's the furry kids that are coming in to shoot the school up because they're holding in their poop? Or is it because...
I mean, maybe, like there could be, well, if the right-wing media would have you believe it's like all school shootings are like the gay and trans kids and, it's the furries, not the ones who are Nazis.
Left-wing media will talk the other way.
I would go in there with an AR to shoot the furries, to be fair, though.
Again, Dani coming down on the absolute insane side of an argument.
Here's the thing, though. It's neither like the people who are shooting up schools, and again, the minute you talk about America, we always just get into like who's shooting the schools up. But like, it's neither the extreme left or the extreme right. It's both, and everywhere in between. It's the fact that they've got no mental health service and a lot of guns and a bunch of kids. It's not because they're playing fucking GTA all day. It's because they're being told that fire and brimstone, Jesus is getting you. You can't be gay if you feel gay. You're not allowed to have an abortion if you get pregnant. Fucking the whole fucking American fucking society is fucked up. And if you want to hear about what's wrong with America, tune in 2 weeks' time.
But yeah, like in America, the obsession with guns is like you want to feel like a man, you want to feel powerful, get a Desert Eagle. Yeah. Their whole obsession with guns. Like I want to do an episode on guns and on the Second Amendment. Yeah. And it would be like, it could be like a 4-parter. Like
100%.
It's just like, it's so intense all the time. And yeah, they're just a bunch of freaks, like it's, I'd rather see litter boxes than the way that they currently deal with their education system.
I've been to Port Arthur in Tasmania. Australia? Yeah. Where like they had that big old shooting.
That's where they had their last mass shooting.
Exactly. So it was the biggest. I'm not sure if America have topped it yet. That Vegas shooter, I'm not sure. But this guy went in there and he done some damage. Like he shot up a lot of people, and it's a very eerie place. But when that happened, they straight away had an amnesty in Australia where it was like, right, give up all your guns. And everybody kind of went, yeah, that kind of seems fair. We can't have people getting shot up like that. Like, so one instance in Australia, now, don't get me wrong, it was a really bad one. But one instance had the whole country say, oh, we need to change the rules. But in America, you can't change an amendment, even though the word means changed.
Yeah. So Port Arthur, I just looked it up there, because you hear about this all the time when they talk about gun control, and it's like, oh well, Australia did it and they haven't had a single mass shooting since. So it was 35 people killed and 23 wounded. And it led to fundamental change in Australia's gun laws. And then, like, similarly in the UK, there was the Dunblane massacre. There was
Dunblane was a big
16 killed, and it was a school as well. Like, it was a fucking school shooting in 96. Famously, didn't Andy Murray survive it, or he like went to Dunblane?
Yeah, that rings a bell with me.
He's like he's a strong advocate for gun control because when he was a kid, it affected him quite deeply. But again, it happened and they were just like, oh, we need to stop this from happening again. So like England did it, Australia did it. But in America, you literally just have these guys going, the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And it's like, yeah, man. And that hasn't worked. Like you've had probably thousands of mass shootings now.
There's no probably about it. It's like there's 100% been in the thousands of mass shootings.
Like every year for the last like 10 years, every year there's more than one a day.
Yeah.
And I think a mass shooting is when 3 or more people are shot and they don't necessarily have to be killed, but 3 or more people are shot in one instance.
Yeah.
And then every now and again you just get a school shooting with a bunch of deaths. The Vegas shooting was terrifying because he just rented a room, had an arsenal of weapons and just opened fire into a mass of people. It wasn't like he was targeting anyone in particular.
I was going to say he just let loose. Yeah.
It was just completely indiscriminate. It's like that was. I remember I was in Hawaii when that happened, and I remember it was on the news, and it was just the most surreal thing ever because they just reported man, there's another public shooting,
another one,
and it's just oh, this time it's in X place, and this time it's Y number of deaths. And it's such an ordinary daily thing for them. And sometimes people will act kind of shocked that this happens, but it's just like, no, man, like no one's shocked. Like the reason it happens because this guy was able to buy like 50 high-powered weapons and 1 million rounds of ammo, and nobody blinked that he was able to do this and did it.
Yeah.
It's like, I think America makes fun of like other countries, like being like pussies because you don't have guns. Like, but we have guns in Ireland. Like you can even own a handgun in Ireland. Like you can legally go through the process of owning like any amount of different guns. Like most people in the country would have a shotgun or a rifle. Like I'd say most people, not most people in the country, but like farmers, like really
people in the
rural
country.
people.
Yeah.
Like my father has had a gun. My brother had a 12 gauge pump action shotgun legally as well. So like, it's not like we can have these guns, these weapons, these high powered weapons as well.
We just don't have the sexual obsession with them. Yeah.
My brother had like a bunch of them for clay pigeon shooting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's a sport, you know?
And I don't know if I told you guys before on the podcast, but my potato man, I don't know if, did you guys have a potato man?
The fuck are you talking about?
Everyone would get their spuds from the potato man.
Potato man.
Potato man.
Where the hell have you been?
First Simpsons reference.
So me and Justy are just but yeah, it was like just he had like the best spuds, and it was just cheaper and easier to get them off him. Every Thursday he'd drive around and then just the street.
Buy directly from the farm.
Because in Dublin they can't just go and buy. Like you have to have a man has to come around to give them.
Yeah.
In
but
Dublin,
like they were just nicer spuds. They were
Dublin.
the new potatoes in Wexford. They were the new potatoes. So he was, I think his name was Bobby. He was the nicest man ever. But he was caught and arrested because the van was full of fucking guns. And he was in the IRA.
Yeah, the RA is a big thing as well.
Fuck yes.
Gaddafi got us a lot of guns as well back in the day. So like, we had like Kalashnikovs and stuff. Do you know what? Maybe my next episode is going to be on Gaddafi, and I know he got raped to death by a horde of people, and it does sound like it, but he was such a fun dictator.
He was.
Yeah.
Also, Dani, it's so on the nose in Ireland that the potato man was in the IRA and running guns.
I know. I literally thinking about that now. I'm just like, well, of course. Like, I know, like my uncle like had a lot of guns as well, but he do like a lot of hunting and stuff.
Yeah, hunting Protestants.
Yeah. Well, I'll get into that bit in a second.
Oh, no.
I got a bag of spuds for your man, your dad. That's Kneecap's newest one. That's it's called the potato bag of spuds for your man, your dad.
But when my uncle died, one of the guards, Wexford is tiny, and this is my mom's side of the family. They live in Enniscorthy, which is smaller even. And when my uncle died, one of the guards pulled his brother aside, and he was like, "Get those guns out of that house. I know he has a fucking ton of them. He hasn't registered." And like the guards knew, and they were just like, "Get him out of the house because they will go up there." And then I found out years later, then my oldest brother has always had a bit of an affinity for the Ra. Like, do you know what I mean? Used to work in a Ra pub in Gorey. At the same time. So he apparently, that uncle who had died years ago, had to basically go up and pull him out of a gaff because he heard he was banging around with the Westies at one point. So he pulled him out of the gaff and then
had to take him out of a house because he was affiliated with a gang. For anyone that because Dani got very Irish all of a sudden when she started thinking back to her roots.
Very euphemistic there for a while. It's it's like in Ireland when you want to say that someone's like such an alcoholic that they're destroying their family, you go, he's fond of a drink, so he is.
Fond of the drink. Or we say when someone's like clinically depressed and suicidal, she's bad with her own nerves. But yeah, no, and then it turned out that my brother wasn't actually associated with the Westies but the IRA instead.
Oh, so much better.
And my uncle used to be. So then there was a whole big thing of like, I don't want that life for you, kind of, dramatic kind of thing.
I don't know how to quit you. except it's the Ra.
All we got is this Leinster mountain. And then, so like that was that whole thing. But then he when he worked in the Ra pub, he owned this fucking awful, god-awful yellow fucking Renault Megane. I don't know what it was. I don't know cars. But he was working in the pub and then he's parked it up outside the pub. And then this guy came running in and he was like, oh, who owns the yellow fucking Renault out there? It's like there's two lads breaking into it. My brother was behind the bar on his own. No one else was working in the pub. And he was like, fuck. And there's two lads that were in front of him just like turned on their stools, just walked out of the pub, came back in about 10 minutes later with your man covered in blood, all of his stuff. They put it down onto the bar for my brother. And then they were just like, what do you want us to do with him? And my brother was like, nothing. They were just like,
send him home alive, please.
Bury him.
It's such a huge thing in Ireland. And whenever you hear anyone has guns, they're either in the Ra or a farmer. Or a farmer in the Ra.
It's usually a farmer in the Ra.
Yeah.
Speaking of farmers in the Ra.
I was just going to say we are fugue stating a line of consciousness now that has gone like I'm willing to scrap this fucking apocalypse thing and just talk about fucking.
No, I'm fairly sure the fifth horseman of the apocalypse is a farmer in the Ra. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, you had to dig deep, but you pulled it out of a bag. Let's.
I'm impressed. I am impressed.
Will we get into this episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
So here we are, another apocalypse-based episode. At this point, it's just a cry for help. But is anyone else feeling like this really could be the end? We are sitting at the brink of World War III. There's global pandemics, AI, changing weather patterns, billionaires are building bunkers, and there's probably aliens, but no one seems to care. It's all getting very biblical. So today, let's talk about the prophesied apocalypse and really find out if we are the last generation. I promise my next episode will be fun if we're still here. Most people will be familiar with the tropes of the biblical end times, especially if you're familiar with the evangelists, friend of the show. Jesus shows up with 4 horsemen and saves the righteous believers who will all be raptured up to heaven, leaving the rest of us here on earth to get fucked bloody by Satan and all his buddies. It's in Revelations, people. That one's for Daddy. That's the gist of it anyway.
The end.
That's the gist of it. So before we talk about like what happens during the apocalypse, we need to know why it is all happening. And that brings us to a happy little place called Israel.
Oh no.
Now I didn't write this down, but like just before I start, like this could get controversial, but I'm just going to talk about prophecies, what's in the Bible, what's in certain places. I'm like, I'm not judging.
It's not laying blame. It's talking about like the actual. Yeah. It's like, look, I'm just going to go out and just, I'm going to read what I wrote down here because I can't remember what I left in. So yeah, this brings us to a happy little place called Israel. When asked about his second coming, Jesus said it will happen when the temple at Jerusalem is destroyed and not one stone remains. 40 years later, the Chads of the ancient world, the Romans, get the end started when they did just that, wiping the temple off the face of the earth. The Jews were dispersed around the world, a people without a place. In Ezekiel, God says that one day he will gather his chosen people, that's their words, not mine, in their own land. This is where we get the term the promised land. So again, just to expand on that a little bit, Jesus rounded a bunch of people up and he was saying that someday the temple that stands in Jerusalem is going to be just wiped out. And that kind of, it didn't take long for it to happen because like Jesus died, then a kind of a Christian movement was kind of not really like flowing yet. There was followers of Jesus, but like it was directly after his death. So like the Jews were still fairly prominent. But this isn't a slight on the Jewish people. I don't want to come off as anti-Semitic. When we talk about the Jews, even when they're talked about in the Bible, they're talked about as like weak people. You know what I mean? The meek, the kind of they're the people who will inherit the earth. You know, the meek will inherit the earth. They're the downtrodden.
Yes. they're basically a bunch of kind of like wiry little, Woody Allen type figures, who, without the other controversies, but like they are these kind of little downtrodden people who the Romans will basically be able to just wipe out. So like the Romans didn't like the way things were going.
There's already been a lot of hardship for them.
Oh yeah, like if we fast forward a couple of thousand years, we get to World War II, where a very bad man with a very silly mustache decided that he wanted to kill all the Jews.
Fred Trump? Was it Fred Trump?
It wasn't. No spoilers. It was Adolf Hitler. The Nazis murdered 6 million Jews before they were defeated by Russia and the Allied forces. Oisin, I hope you appreciate I put Russia first.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you put Russia first there. I think this really means a lot to me.
Nice. Rushing is nice. That's good. All right. Well, I don't want to interrupt because this is actually one of the more serious parts of my
really serious part of this. Yeah.
So the Nazis murdered 6 million Jews before they were defeated by Russia and the Allied forces. This genocide, called the Holocaust, is one of the worst in human history, and the world agreed that the Jews needed their own land. Many places were considered, but ultimately, British-controlled Palestine would be chosen. After all, that is where Jerusalem was. That's where their temple once existed. Besides, what safer place to put the Jews than slap bang in the middle of a subcontinent now filled with Muslims? Foreshadowing. So in May 1948, Israel was born, and in 1967, Israel took full control of Jerusalem, and prophecies are starting to look very real.
So did you know one of the other places where they were considering like finding a home for the Jewish people?
There's been a few. I know of
Argentina.
Argentina's
Argentina was genuinely considered, like a part of Argentina.
But it's Patagonia, I believe, and it's still being considered right now.
Yes, apparently there is like a bunch of like activity over there with like,
they're burning down forests right now.
Yeah, they're burning down forests, and it's kind of like settler activity similar to what's going on in the West Bank. But you hear a lot of stuff, and you're kind of like, okay, that all sounds very bad, but like, is that really what's going on over there? It's hard to really dig down to what's really happening in weird parts of Argentina sometimes.
Yeah,
because then you have the guy with the chainsaw. It's just like, look at my chainsaw.
But Argentina is a kind of a big place where they don't like. It's funny how like ironically, it became like a haven for the Nazis.
For the Nazis, yes.
And there's places in Argentina now. There's towns that speak predominantly German, and they're all blonde, Aryan-looking fuckers who just hang out there in Argentina and just live their own lives, like
Hitlerville.
I'm not sure that's the name of it.
So there'll be guys called like Hans Gomez and
Buenos noches, mein Führer.
It's like, oh yeah, this is my cousin Jorge Schweinsteiger. But like literally in my head, I'm just going through like German footballers.
Yes, Mr. Klinsmann. welcome to Buenos Aires. But was it Eichmann that ended up getting caught down in Argentina, and they brought him back?
I think it was him.
Adolf Eichmann. He was the guy that was like in charge of the trains, and like he had the logistics of it all working. Like, he's the most autistic of the Germans, which is that's really double autistic. Yeah. Like,
it's a high bar.
Yeah, no wonder he was obsessed with trains. But he was caught, like, and he had like South American kids, and so, like little fucking Gomez Adolf or whatever the kids were like. But like that's how integrated they were down in Argentina.
They just thought they'd like go down to Argentina, integrate. No one would ever find out that they were there. Just a bunch of like Aryan kids running around.
Yeah, it's why are these kids burning like just walking around, these blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids so red in the face, when the rest of like because Argentina would have like more like Spanish indigenous people mix. So like the South American kind of typical look would be like kind of so far away from like European / Aryan look, like, and so these guys stick out like a sore thumb in that village.
Oh yeah.
But like there was other places considered for the Jewish homeland as well, for New Israel, and Jonestown, friend of the show, that was considered because it was under British rule as well, and also Utah, where the Mormons ended up.
The Mormons,
making their kind of place, but like it was considered because out in the flatlands of Utah, out near Salt Lake City, there's just a lot of land that no one
really gives a shit about.
Like nobody was on that land at all. That's why the Mormons ended up kind of taking over there, because it was just so much land that nobody cared about, because it was kind of uninhabitable. One would argue probably more inhabitable than the middle of fucking the Muslim fucking hotbed that is the Middle East.
Yeah, because it was just like the Brits and the French. It was like the European allies just kind of went, oh yeah, we'll get a map of the Middle East and we'll just draw some lines on it ourselves. And these lines will go directly through territories that are controlled by different, nationalities, different, tribal groups, different ethnicities. What could possibly go wrong? It doesn't matter what could go wrong, because we're the British and we'll make it work because we know how to draw lines on a map.
Yeah.
And everything has been fantastic ever since 1948. It's really great.
It's funny because like from Ireland, we kind of were very close proximity to our colonial overlords, the Brits, when they were there. So they never really got bored of us until like we gave them a right good fucking slapping. So they kind of had to leave us alone. But what they've done around the world is kind of like they go and control some area, realize we can't really hold that anymore. Like if you look at what they did in India and Pakistan, it's like they absolutely went over there, created a whole culture of like now I won't say like the Brits themselves kind of made the class system what it is over in India, but they definitely worsened it. So
they introduced classism to the caste system.
Yes, exactly.
It just it kind of distilled it and made it a whole bunch uglier.
Yeah, and now you've got two countries that are like at war, absolutely despise one another, and it's not as if those peoples like wouldn't have hated each other, but like Britain put their big fucking feet like straight into that area and we're like, we can fix this, and then after they get bored or like they run out of resources or they can't hold that area anymore, they leave and then just let you deal with the shit. And they've done it in so many places all over the world.
Canada is still like a resource extraction kind of facility for the British Empire. Yeah. Like a lot of their like media, a lot of their mining, a lot of their oil, like all those companies, if you trace a lot of them back, the people who run those companies are actually like in the lineage of British aristocracy. Mm-hmm. So like, even though like, it's like the Commonwealth, which is just the British Empire rebranded. Like it's still
Commonwealth like is a real kind of like when you look at it, it's these countries that should be their own entities still fanboying over like the empire, as you say, like what it once was. And it just seems like Canada, get your own fucking get your own mind, like go full Quebec, like. But it's the same with Australia and all these countries that like, if you've still got like the king or the queen on your money,
you're fucked.
Yeah, and you're 7,000 kilometers away from this little island who holds no kind of power anymore, except for the legacy that once was. But like, look at what they did. Like, as we say, we're talking about the Middle East here. Look what they did with like British Petroleum. Like the reason why we have like Iran so fucking angry and ready to control all the oil is because they've been burned before by
the British Empire,
by the Brits.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back. Fucking hell,
the apocalypse.
Back to the Israeli apocalypse. Why did we go on a big British? Oh, because the Brits did it. Yeah, sorry.
But the Brits drew lines on the map, and it's their fault.
Not a friend of the show. The Brits.
So like just to go through like what what happened with like again. they were placed into Palestine, and the Palestinians kind of, welcomed them in. They were like refugees. So like, come on in, share our bread. They housed them as well. Like, in 1967, the Israelis took over Jerusalem, and kind of like, that's when they were like, we are going to rebuild the temple now. And that's kind of the rebuilding of the temple is kind of a big deal, because again, that's part of the prophecy. But let's get back into whatever bullshit I've written down here. The Bible says there will be a time when many nations wage war on Israel, and their allies will forsake them. This leaves Israel to be defended only by the big fella, God himself. This really looks like it could be happening right now. The world's opinion on Israel is really turning right now with the genocide in Gaza. Let me just say before I get all anti-Zionist, and I will, that I'm definitely not anti-Semitic. I love me some Jews. I actually believe that as an Irishman, I find a lot in common with the Jewish people. We are both dispersed throughout the world. Both our peoples had an attempted genocide put upon us, and we really rely heavily on humor to get through life. The only main difference is the Irish infiltrate the world through charm and hard work, and the Jews do it through controlling the banks. Is it anti-Semitic if it's true? Okay, that's just a little tongue-in-cheek. That's just a little tongue-in-cheek. You don't just control the banks. You also control the weather and the media. Anyway.
And they control Hollywood. And what else can we blame them for? They control the greenhouse industry. You know how expensive my greenhouse was?
I thought you were going to tell us. I want to know now.
They're the reason why girls keep dumping me. Anyway, the Irish don't hate Jews. We hate the Zionists. As we know, a colonial, genocidal bunch of bastards when we see them. There we go. I threw it back to the Brits.
There we go.
Anyway, back to the apocalypse. In the meantime, an antichrist will rise up and charm the world. A great dictator that convinces the world that he is God.
Oh no.
That's when the Messiah comes. There's a battle, and ultimately good triumphs, but not before all the fire and brimstone happens. So I've cut this down really kind of...
You've gone at this with like a machete. Yeah,
because basically I was like, okay, we can chat about what happens here instead of me... I wrote down so much fucking like what's going to happen, what it is. But ultimately, right, what we're talking about here is the Jews will build the temple again, and that's going to lead to the apocalypse, and the apocalypse will lead to the coming of their Messiah. Now, there's people in Jerusalem right now that are preparing for this. They've built the temple.
Right.
They've started to put together all these there's a bunch of signs that kind of happen before the apocalypse triggers. So you've got like a giant golden menorah that like has been made to the specifications that God himself has passed down to them. They're also like breeding specific red cows, because in the prophecy, a red heifer will come. So like they're really going in on like the actual like the detail, the minutia of what should happen before this triggers.
So is it that they're trying to be prepared for it, or are they trying to encourage it to happen?
They're trying to trigger it. There's people who, like, again, I can't speak for everybody,
but there are some people who are trying to trigger.
Yeah. And there's very different types of Jews in Israel. Like, obviously, there's different Jews all around the world. But in Israel specifically, you've got the kind of political, like, non-religious Jews that we would call Zionists. And, like, you look at Bibi Netanyahu and his followers and people like that who want Israel to become kind of like a world power and want to kind of take over the Middle East and expand Israel.
The Greater Israel Project, yeah.
Exactly. And that isn't biblical. It's not religious. It just seems like they're
entirely political. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Then there's the other guys who are like Orthodox Jews watching this, and they're seeing this as the decline of the world. They're looking at what the other Jews are doing as, okay, those guys are the people who, when the Messiah comes, they're going to be judged, and they're not going to be raptured. They're not going to be brought into God's kingdom. They're going to go to Babylon with the rest of the fucking the
heathens,
Gentiles, right? So basically, these guys now that are like kind of looking to trigger the apocalypse, they're looking at what's happening in the world as like the signs are happening right now. And when these nations are rising up, they're looking specifically for a bunch of nations. And it's funny because Iran obviously is the big one, but like you've got other outlying nations, but it is said only when Russia specifically gets involved. It's like, you know, Turkey and Libya and these places as well, they're all involved, but it's just when Russia gets involved. And Russia, from my understanding, from what I've seen, is called Magog. So whenever you hear of Jesus, Fergus doesn't like this Antichrist talk, does he?
No, he heard Russia and he's like, you called.
But yeah, so when Russia gets involved, that's kind of a big deal. So they've interpreted, like people have interpreted in the now this, by the way, this is all obviously Old Testament stuff because we're dealing with the Jews and what they believe. So when Magog gets involved and so Russia, Iran, and the surrounding countries of Israel, they're all going to come from the north and try and invade Israel there. And that's when it's said that their allies, Israeli allies, pull away and they forsake Israel. They're kind of, these guys want America to fuck off so that the rapture triggers, basically. And when all this happens, when Israel is being attacked, that's when God finally intervenes and he strikes down these armies with a great earthquake, and they all get confused and they start fighting with each other, and they don't know what is what. A great smoke rises, everybody gets confused, and this is when the armies kind of fall into their own trap. And in the meantime, maybe I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but in the meantime, what's happening here is that's when the great deceiver will rise up. And we get this in all the Abrahamic religions, there's a great deceiver who comes up, tells the people to follow him. He's the one that they should be following. That's when we get the introduction of the Messiah. Then there's the Antichrist, or the great deceiver.
Only I can bring peace to the Middle East. I'm the only one who can do it. It's me. It's me.
Well,
I love that it's going to be like,
who is the Antichrist?
Plot twist, it's Melania.
It well could be, and you've been deceived by her.
Melania, Messiah.
We're practically there.
What if she's the hero?
So in it says, like, the Bible says there'll be a time when many nations wage war on Israel. Like, could this be that many nations are defending themselves against Israel? Because Israel, like, in the last 2 years have bombed 7 countries. So is America.
Well,
America's bombed, I think, 8 or 9 or 10 countries in the last 2 years.
It looks like you have to kind of consider whose perspective it's coming from. Now, when we look at Israel now and they are committing a genocide in Gaza, and they are not only a bunch 100%. Of absolute bastards, but their outward image that they're trying to present, and very much so failing now, it was like they were holding that line for a while, and people were either like keeping their heads in the sand for it. But when Israel has the right to defend itself. Now, if you go out and you kick a baby across a fucking street,
as you do, and
call that defending yourself, people start thinking, oh, maybe Israel isn't defending themselves. When you look at a bunch of IDF soldiers dressing up in dead women's underwear and laughing at their corpses, you've got to wonder, who are they defending there? What?
Yeah.
Like when you, like, it's especially
it just takes a bit, like, critical thought. Like, it's just like, like there's children, like 8-year-old little girls who've been shot like 25 times. Like,
that's not self-defense.
Like, what is being defended from what? Like, what is an 8-year-old girl doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
like, defending your right to steal people's lands and murder them. That's all that. But again, when you are telling the world, and you fully believe it because it's in a book written by people who used to shite in their hands 3,500 years ago, and they lived in caves and ate spiders. Well, again, I shouldn't really go down this road. But when you're looking in that book and it says, "Oh, we're the chosen people," and that gives you the right. So now God is backing your whatever you do. So if I go and I murder a bunch of children, I rape a bunch of women, I steal all the land,
what God wants.
That's what God wants. But the funny thing about this is that a lot of these Jewish people, because they call it like an ethno-religion and it's an ethno-state and all this, but like, again, those are words. It's all branding, because even the most powerful Jews in the world are Slavic. They're not even Arabian. You're not from that place. Like, there's a piece of you from there years and years and years back, but like, that's, again, it's all branding. We're the chosen people from this place. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're fucking not. Adios will be fucking hell.
So let's talk about the Four Horsemen.
Oh, okay. The Four Horsemen will arrive bringing war, pestilence, famine, and death. There will be 1,000 years of hell on earth before Jesus creates heaven right here. That is the story of the end of the world according to the Bible. Again, like, to go into that a little bit more. Again, I had so much written down for what actually happens here biblically. So this kind of leads to the book of Revelations. So we get into the
metal as hell.
We get into the New Testament, and it gets like, so again, there's a lot of numbers involved.
Get ready, Dani.
I'm out.
No, basically, I would say there's a lot of numbers, but basically it's the same number. It's 7. There's 7 is the good number.
Okay.
6 is the bad number. You just have to remember that one, because that just seems to be.
We talked about it on a previous episode where I was saying that like the number 7 comes up across like loads of cultures, loads of religions all across the world. Like, and in like the biggest like story in the Bible of like the apocalypse, like the number 7 is like fucking prominent. Yeah.
So there's a guy called John, and he gets sent to an island. He gets exiled off to an island. He is thinking about Jesus, and he's like, "Oh man, I can't wait till I die." He's getting pretty old, and he's like, "I can't wait till I die, and I get to meet Jesus again." Jesus appears and says, "But wait. You don't have to wait until you die, because I am Jesus. I am the risen one." And he comes in and he starts having a chat with this fella. And I said, this fella, he's the Apostle John. And he's basically telling them, "I'm going to show you what the end of the world looks like, and you can recount this to the people, so you can write it in your gospel, and or you can write it down, and someday it might go in the Bible." I don't know if that was Jesus's plan. If he was, well, I suppose they'll probably tell you that it is supposed to be the plan, that it's supposed to go into the Bible. But
what a scoop.
So he's like, "Slow down, Jesus, I'm taking it all down." And he has his like fucking his pen and his press pass put into his like his trilby hat. So he basically explains, and God has these 7 seals, and when not seals, more like you open them up and it explains what's going to happen and stuff like that. And John was like, "I can't." but John is like, I can't. I'm only human. I can't see what's in these seals and stuff. And they explain what happens anyways. And there's a whole bunch of stuff, like a bunch of animals come out. Like there's a lion and a fucking horse, and they have wings and loads of eyes, as you know, that's the way it happens in the Bible. Angels come down and they explain what's going to happen as well. So like just a bunch of shit happens before we get into the actual end of the world. And that's, we talk about the Antichrist, the great deceiver. He's going to rise up, and again, it's kind of, you know, they're copying off the homework of the Old Testament again, and it's the same. The Muslims do it a little bit later as well. They copy the homework. It's the Abrahamic religions. So this great deceiver comes, and he is he's out to make the non-believers believe in him. So anyone who follows this guy, that's it. They're for the fire and brimstone. They just don't know it yet because they're following the great deceiver, this Antichrist. That's when Jesus comes down.
So just
and his
on
mouth. So go on.
Just on the number 7. So like when Jesus appears to John, he appears in the form of a lamb, and the lamb has 7 horns. And there are 7 seals in this, 7 seals revealed as like where the secrets are kept. And one of the last seals, there are 7 angels. And then the 7 angels have 7 trumpets. And with each blow of the trumpet, something different happens. And then in the very end, the angels then have, it's like 7 bowls. And they put what they pour out of the bowl, like, you know, just it finishes off the job of destroying the earth.
Yeah.
So it's just like 7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
Yeah. I think was it that you look this up? How many tribes of Israel is there, Oisin? There's either 7 or 10.
12 tribes.
12. Okay, right. 12, so again, like there was just it all comes down to numbers as well. But like they all got dispersed around the world as well, and that was like again, it's numbers as well. Like there was 4 beasts, 12 tribes, 7s. Just when the 7s roll out, though, they roll out big, and the trumpets are kind of the big deal. They're like the trumpets are like 7 plagues again as well. So every time a trumpet blows, something bad happens. Like, but yeah, just to get into like the Jesus aspect of it, when he comes down, he basically makes it pretty fucking easy. Like he shows up as the lamb is, because he comes in like a lamb and out like a lion. That's what they say. So he so when he comes into John, he's a lamb, but when he comes down to the Antichrist, he's now a lion. But it's again, it's like when to show like the Jewish people or the chosen people. Like it turns again when we talk about the Christians, there's the belief that the Christians now replace the Jews as God's chosen people, because the Jews, because they didn't follow Christ when Christ rose again, then because like the Christians believe, because you didn't change and follow Christ, you are now the guys who are cast out, and we are the chosen people. It's the replacement theory. So Jesus is always seen, because he is a Jew as well, you have to remember, and he's brought in as a lamb, again, this weak creature. So he's all of these great leaders around the world all saw themselves as lions, as big powerful guys who were struck fear into people, and who commanded respect through fear. And when Jesus came, he like spoke of love and loving thy neighbor and helping the poor and helping the weak. And so people saw him as a lamb. So when he got sacrificed, again, another trope, we have the sacrificial lamb. That's when we take pity on Jesus, and people follow him because he died for our sins, or whatever the story is. But when he comes back, now he is the all singing, all dancing, all war Jesus. He shows up
and he's packing.
But it's you know how to use one of these, but it's but the actual vision of Jesus is that he comes and his mouth is a fiery sword. So again, how, like, I don't know how literal you take this, but with your mouth being a fiery sword, is it that Jesus's word is law?
Does he have a sharp
strike
tongue?
down?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one as well. But so he comes wielding a sword, and he strikes down the Antichrist, and he absolutely, like, he fucks him up. There's no, like, this is not even a battle for the ages. This is very one-sided, because, you know, Jesus comes,
he jobs him
Jesus absolutely fucking, he's over
Jesus
in 30 seconds. Yeah, exactly. The fucking you know, his Satan's music didn't even play. Yeah, he was Satan was just a jobber waiting in the ring during the commercial break.
Absolute strong.
Jesus came down. He ripped off his robes, showing his 24 mile pythons, and he just
let him put a little bit of a heat on him, and then just took it home.
Basically, that's kind of it. And then there's a whole rapture where the non-believers are stuck on earth, and the believers and the good people are raptured up to heaven,
and the rest of us are left in torment.
Yeah, there's 1,000 years where we are living on hell on earth for 1,000 years, and that's when Jesus comes down and locks Satan in a pit, and then turns earth into a heaven-like place. So again, read into that.
Satan in a pit.
Yeah.
It puts the lotion on. Does Jesus do a bit of that? Does he just have him in a pit? I think I'm sexy. Jesus just like dancing around.
Just to get into the whole Satan thing. So obviously, like,
get into the hole.
Everybody in the hole. So obviously, like, Lucifer is fallen angel, right?
Yes, but
because a lot of there's a whole big thing that Satan and Lucifer are different.
Yes, that's what I was going to say to you. Yeah. There's questions about that.
A lot of people kind of would say that it's all Satan. Other people they kind of use them as like the same, like, basically, but they're really not.
Yeah, they're seen as like interchangeable. But like, is that also like when people talk about the Antichrist, is that Satan?
Yeah, that's what they mean.
Is it something different?
Is kind of, yeah. So again, all three of these guys that we're talking about could be different. Like Lucifer, the morning star, Lucifer Lightbringer, whatever you want to call him, he's a fallen angel who is seen as a devil on earth, you know. And then we've got, like, Satan is the big bad, but the Antichrist is kind of seen as a different entity. He's the great deceiver. He's not Satan.
Yeah.
But if you think about...
He is the harbinger, basically. He just brings everything that's meant to...
Is this like the evil version?
Vessel.
Is it the evil version of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost?
This is what I was just about to say to you. Like, so if we've got if we've got the Holy Trinity, then maybe we've got the unholy Trinity at play as well. So, like, we've got... And again, it depends on how far into Scripture you get. Again, like, I just want to say to everybody, like, again, I'm not religious, and I'm not taking the piss out of religion or anything like that when I do this. I find this stuff fascinating, but I'm not I'm not a scholar. I just know what I know through, like, trying to teach myself when I find something interesting. So again, I'm asking as many questions as... I'm not a theologist. I'm a moron with an internet connection.
Questions.
A theologist. It's called theology.
Nuclear. I got it straight away. Right. So now that
it's a theology store. I was buying theology.
Nice. Pornography. So if we... Right. Are we kind of satisfied with what the apocalypse might look like, and we can get into
we've like
dissecting what's happening now?
I'm disappointed, but yeah, we can move on.
Not like we can keep talking about it, but I think like you just kind of run around in circles. That like there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of brimstone. Like we can talk about the horsemen if you want. Like Jesus kind of brings in these four horsemen, and
let me ask you a
first one
question.
comes in on a white horse. Yeah, go on.
What is brimstone?
It's
you both are looking at me like you think either I can't tell, either you think I'm stupid for not knowing what it is, or neither of you know what it is, because you both just look like
from my best guess. From my best guess, it's like a sulfuric molten kind of slag rock that
I was going to say volcanic,
like lava.
Yeah. Basically,
hardens.
Well, not. It's
like volcanic sulfuric.
Yeah. So basically, you don't want to.
You know when like Alex Jones like talks about Hillary Clinton is like, I heard she actually smells like sulfur. Like that's what that is referring to. Yeah.
Do you know you can get sulfur, and I only know this from spells. You can get sulfur from the tips of matches. You scrape them off. And crush them up, and that's how you get sulfur.
It smells so good.
Yeah, I love the smell of matches. To be fair, you can't do spells with a lighter. It has to be a match.
What if it's a cool lighter, like a Zippo?
No, it has to be matches. Yeah. But if you can buy like a bag of sulfur, but it's expensive, so you just get a match and just scrape the tips off and then crush them up.
It's so funny. It's because like it has to be matches. Why? Because when witches made up all this bullshit, they only had matches.
That's what existed at the time. Yeah.
But that's the thing is, it's like a lot of people like think it doesn't matter. I personally think it matters, but apparently it is something to do with sulfur being like the active ingredient, like the activation.
Yeah, well,
to
that
the
makes
spell.
sense.
It's like
sulfur is the thing.
So is Israel in conflict?
No.
Right. So is this all happening? Let's have a look at this. Like, is Israel in conflict? Yes. But in fairness, Israel is always in conflict, even before the recent state as we know it. Can we already... Well, like just to go through like the is Israel in conflict thing. Yeah, it is. And like, so like when you look at it now and we're saying like, oh my God, like all these forces are kind of zeroing in on Israel. Yeah, well, like back 2,000 years ago that was happening and people thought it was the apocalypse. And it's been happening for like 100 years now. Well, it's going to like 80 years anyway. So like, it's always been that way. Now, they're in a lot of conflict now, but I would say that is kind of Israel's fault. But yeah, so like just to get back to this, can we already be in the presence of the Antichrist? Well, this one will be very much up to interpretation. Many people are being accused, but this all depends on politics, religion, and personal beliefs. For instance, a Democrat might see Trump as the Antichrist. It's pretty easy to see how. He is a charismatic leader who is literally depicting himself as Christ.
Is he charismatic?
Well, like in his original presidential campaign, like there was a lot of charisma there. Like back when he, before he fully had dementia, like there was
charismatic to fucking retards, maybe.
No, but there was charisma there.
Charmed by a fucking bouncing yellow ball. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that he.
Dani, you get charmed by men who can't read. Okay.
To somebody who isn't mentally retarded or starved of oxygen in the womb. I don't see how you could look at him and think he's charismatic. I think you have to have a couple of extra chromosomes to think that man is charming and charismatic.
If you look at
he was charming.
If you look at if you look at Americans and you look at like their education system and you look at how they have always had a propensity to be fooled and to have.
I'm sorry, but the fate of the world relies on the retards in America.
But like the average like reading age in America is significantly lower than like other developed countries. Like
because the retards.
We're going to have to beep out all those words.
You don't have to beep out.
Because
she's not wrong.
Their education system has like set them up to be gullible and susceptible.
America as a whole are the kids that were taught in the trailers outside of the school. I'm not getting raptured.
Riled up here.
I'm not getting raptured for fucking Braxley and Brendan and Bonquist, like, because they're fucking obsessed with Trump.
What if you're good at hockey, though?
Maybe then. But like,
Dani, your vagina like has the same demographic as Trump, so let's not throw stones here.
I'll have you know, I have a thing for Asian men. So,
well, this has been new.
Fuck.
No, it's not. It's not been new.
Oh, really? No, actually, yeah. Sorry, you mentioned before.
Why do you think that my number one opinion in this whole thing is that the Messiah who comes down and saves everyone, plot twist, is Kim Jong-un?
Oh, I forgot about this whole thing.
It's Kim Jong-un. It is.
And do you know what?
And he's minding his own business over there now.
You know, why not?
I think I am. Well, he's minding his own business.
It's all up to interpretation of who you see, like where you're lying, like, so like who you is coming in.
He loves animals, right? He's inspecting his citizens to make sure they're having fun, and I really feel like it's going to be a whole
regime-mandated fun.
It's going to be a case of like, by God, it's Kim Jong-un, and he comes in and just fucking like just lays a smack down on all the Jews, and then we're all happy forever.
All right. Yeah. So can I get back to my Trump analogy right now?
Yeah, let's talk about Dani.
Okay, yeah. So,
Alex took that whole thing
and send it to North Korea.
Good friend of the show, Kim Jong-un.
I don't know why are you pandering to a man who doesn't subscribe to your internet? Like, that's like he cannot see what we're saying. It's
sponsored by Kim Jong-un.
We have one listener in North Korea. Okay.
Use code Kim for 20% off.
All glory to the highest of honors, Kim Jong. Well, let's get back to the episode. Right. For instance, a Democrat might see Trump as the Antichrist. It's pretty easy to see how he is a charismatic leader who is literally depicting himself as Christ and building golden statues of himself. It's kind of on the nose. However,
on the golden statues, so like,
go on, yeah.
Friends of the show from the last episode, the evangelicals, when they unveiled the golden statue, a bunch of those freaks formed a prayer circle around the golden statue and they prayed to it. Like,
how are they not seeing that? This is
right. How did they not see what they're doing?
The cow.
It's the golden idol.
The golden calf.
Like, it's literally what they're not meant to do.
It's the cow from Dogma. It's like, which was also a very on the nose movie, but movie. Yeah, that's what it was. I also feel like a proper podcaster this week because I'm like holding my mic.
I did end one episode. I was like doing like Mike and Vittorio where I was just like talking into it like this.
It's like comfy. I like it. I'm like, I
like my wankery boom now.
It's a very
when I went down
boom.
and did it from my couch, I was feeling very Mike and Vittorio because I was like just sitting up with my laptop in front of me. I'm just waving the microphone around in front of me.
If we actually get like off the ground with this, I'm going to buy a proper like Mike and Vittorio mic.
I was offered a podcast studio to rent, and I was like, "Oh, I wish I lived in the same place as my podcast host because it looked class." Like,
oh, really?
You can go in and like there's just spaces, fucking boom mics all over. Like, you know, that like you're just sitting up like in a proper podcast studio.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, those are cool as shit.
There's a
monthly trip. Me and Oisin will go over. We'll record 6 episodes at a time.
Just record a shitload. Like,
I've one of those places on my road. It's like a storage. It used to be a storage locker place, and they've converted it into like artistic spaces. And there is at least 2 podcasts recording places in there.
Yeah,
there's a conference room in my office, and they've always said if you do anything like that you know you need a studio, you're more than welcome to use it because it's open.
Nice.
Well, the office obviously closes at 5, but if you have access, it's 24 hours basically because like of different shifts that people do. But they're like, yeah, you can use that. There's beers in the fridge. Go for it, which is it's pretty cool.
However, a Republican might see someone like Zoran Mamdani as the Antichrist.
Oh, I love him so much.
Jesus. There's a charismatic leader.
I don't know what the fuck happened. He is another charismatic leader, but he isn't Christian, so he must be the devil, right?
Of course. Yes, obviously.
So Mamdani is like who people will point out. They've done it with like the likes of Obama and stuff like that as well, where they're like, he's the Antichrist. But it's because he's the other side of the political aisle from you.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and
like
black.
Yeah, but like they look at Obama, he's black, so he's evil. And
he's the wrong color.
Whereas Jesus was definitely a Snow White jacked fucking dude.
Oh yeah, he was Roman.
I just got another I've disconnected from the server. I don't know what that is. Are you guys getting that same warning?
Yours is shown as yellow.
It always seems to be about this time of the episode.
I don't know why it's happening, but maybe fucking in Ireland they just shut down the internet at a certain time.
Sure, there won't be enough people using it now at this hour. We can power down a few volts.
Here, get off that bike. There's no need for you to be sweating if no one's on the internet.
The fucking sun's gone down. It's all solar now anyway.
Want to bed you.
Take the sheep out of the running wheel. We don't need the power for the internet anymore. None of this will make the episode. Right. A Republican might see the likes of Mamdani or Obama or someone on the other side of their political views as the Antichrist. It happens all the time. It just depends on where you're standing. It's easy for us to say like Trump is definitely the Antichrist, especially he's making it very easy with all these actual Antichrist signs. But it all just depends on where you're looking at, like, you know. So like when the Jews of old were thinking about who the Antichrist was, like Roman leaders would have come up a lot because those were the guys that were persecuting them at the time, you know. But some say the Antichrist must come from within Israel to trick the Jewish people into sinning. So is Benjamin Netanyahu the Antichrist? Yes. Some people might say.
I would say yeah. I would say yes.
So like this one goes to say like the Jewish people say like the charismatic leader comes from within. So he convinces the Jewish. So the great deceiver is Jewish and is turning the Jewish people away from what they're supposed to be. So this is where we get the guys who are like Orthodox Jews now, who are the guys like kissing the Wailing Wall and fucking rocking back and forth in Jerusalem. Those guys are at the belief that the people in Tel Aviv who are politically motivated and are straying away from the faith that is Judaism, that these guys are following a great deceiver and they will not be, they're now not God's chosen people anymore. When the rapture comes, those guys are going to be just the same as the rest of us, cast out into Babylon. And, the kind of belief here now is that Benjamin Netanyahu is this great deceiver. Or for some people, like I'm not saying everybody.
Yeah, like the interpretation can be, he can be put into that position.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but again, like we're saying, like so many interpretations. Our next one, for instance, Peter Thiel, who is an expert in all things Antichrist, has blamed loads of people, including autistic environmental case Greta Thunberg. So he's just like throwing around, this person is the Antichrist, that person is the Antichrist, and
he's
like,
just slinging shit.
He's just slinging shit all over the place.
Though.
Yeah, like whether she is, but do you think she's the Antichrist? Like I
fuck no, come on.
No.
However, Peter Thiel himself is being called the Antichrist because he owns Palantir, a company that builds mass surveillance equipment and AI-controlled weapons. So Peter Thiel, who is a person who is, he's out there saying the Antichrist is coming, the Antichrist is coming. Who is the Antichrist? Who is the Antichrist? And you're the dude that's building fucking weapons and trying to control the world with your surveillance. Like this guy is building fucking
drones
that wipe out.
To me. Yeah.
like if there's anyone between him and Greta Thunberg who seems a little bit more antichristy, like I'm going to tell you, it's
Antichrist.
My money's on him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the fucking autistic girl who's trying to fucking bring bread on flotillas into Palestine.
Can I ask a question, a little bit of a side here, but we can answer briefly. What celebrity do you think would be highest on the Antichrist kind of tier?
Fucking
Tom
good
Cruise.
question.
No,
Tom Cruise is in my head.
What are you talking
Tom
about?
Cruise was the one that was in my head, and I was like, "Oh, is it? Can I really consider that?"
Tom Cruise.
Taylor Swift.
No, she's
How
sacrificial.
she commands legions and legions of fans.
Because when
she has
sacrificed,
a following that will do fucking anything
when
for
she
her.
is sacrificed, there will be a good harvest. Come on, Dani. Come on.
All right.
That's it.
Well, yeah.
That's South Park.
We're getting in all the references.
Yeah, that's good.
But I would say I my mind would automatically go to like who has the biggest like fandom, like psycho fandom to me would be. But
do you know who wants to be the Antichrist but also wants to be Christ? Jared Leto.
I hate Jared Leto so much.
Not many
I don't
people are
even
fans
know
of
why.
Jared Leto.
Well, I don't. What did he do?
He was
He's just a little rat man, but like.
Is he not?
Hey, Paul.
Is he not a little rapey?
Oh yeah. There's. Oh yeah.
I think I've heard something.
There have been allegations,
Some
but like
allegations.
nothing like solid and consistent. But like he literally has a cult. So like one of these days, when it all comes out, like what he's actually been up to in his cult, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But it's
interesting.
So I'll go into this in one of our future episodes. I really want to cover Scientology, but it's like what's the guy's name from that 70s show? Danny Masterson?
Yeah.
Who nobody knew how bad he was. He's going to be in prison now. Like, I mean, he was in that 70s show and now he's going to be in prison till his 70s, which is pretty funny. But
that's 70 years.
It's a lot of shit that goes on like that people, it comes out all of a sudden. It's so well hidden because religion can hide fucking everything. And we know this being in the Catholic Church.
Oh yeah.
It would, I think, would be very, very easy for any A-lister celebrity to be the Antichrist and to like be doing shit that is antichristy, and just have it be covered up so that we would never find out about it. Like, and they keep this shit keeps coming out, the likes of like Diddy, Epstein, all of these evil people.
Well, you get so much as well is like that you've got all these little influencers now who have their own little bubble. Like, are they? Like, is there an Antichrist, but like lots of little
James
demons?
Charles.
But like exactly like, but you can name a million. You know what I mean? Of these influencers now that have got their own
Mr. Beast
cult-like followings. Mr. Beast.
Oh my God, Mr. Beast is such a good show.
Like, you know what I mean? But he like because there's
Even
something there. There's
putting it right out there.
Yeah, I
exactly.
was gonna.
The number of the beast, baby.
That's it. It's Mr. Beast. Close the book. It's
there
fine.
There we go. Put a pin in it.
There's no light
Mr.
behind
Beast
his eyes.
was sent.
Yeah,
no, there
smile.
isn't.
The smile is so like it's like it's just been like surgically placed on his face.
Yes, yeah, like it's just no emotion at all, and like obviously like preying on people's livelihood for content is disgusting and awful. But like, no, he's a fucking terrible person.
Right. So speaking of like the celebrities and the elites and the big guys of the world, do the elites of the world know something that we don't know? Like the billionaires of the world are all building bunkers. Is this just a wise thing to do if you have unlimited money? Or are they expecting an actual global catastrophe? Is Nibiru coming? Or the zombie apocalypse? These callbacks really have me thinking about how much I do apocalypse talks. Or is this the biblical time of reckoning? So just to kind of go down on that as well, and we like, if you think about like Noah's Ark, are these guys expecting some kind of catastrophe happening? Like when I talked about Nibiru coming and shifting the world, like drawing us into their gravity, and then like so many global catastrophes happen. Like, is that what could be the god, the global reckoning, where like you've got all these crazy, like when the seven trumpets are playing, you've got all the global catastrophes, the earthquakes, the volcanic eruptions, the weather changes, the seas rise, the great tidal waves come and wipe everything out.
Eclipses and stuff gets burned down. There's floods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All this stuff. So like, are the billionaires kind of gearing up for this? Like they're looking at maybe what's happening in Israel is bringing this apocalypse, or they know something. Like so
you've mentioned these billionaire bunkers several times before.
Yeah.
With these billionaire bunkers, like are they equipping them so that they can have like enough people in them so that they can repopulate the earth, or is it just
like
they're
Fallout?
like like, or are they like hunkering down with their families to survive whatever's going to happen outside them?
That's a good point.
Have you seen?
Sorry, go on, Dani. Have I seen what? No, it's good because I'd like to for you to hit that one before I go off on a big fucking tangent.
No, I know, Justy, I don't know if you've watched all seasons of American Horror Story.
No, not all of them.
So season, I think it's 9 is literally American Horror Story Apocalypse. And the way they've kind of done it is there's an apocalypse, everyone's dying. It's like loads of natural disasters and things like that. And then it's all the elite that are basically flown down into the one bunker. So it's all just like the kind of most powerful people. And then how they've done it is basically the Antichrist is also in the bunker with everyone else. And it's a whole it's a whole big like
that's so inconvenient.
Toxic. Yeah, I know, but it's like he's manipulating everyone to turn on each other, and like it's really interesting.
That's the one thing we didn't want to happen. Have you ever seen that Brass Eye episode where they send the pedophile to space? It's like a small boy has been found on the space station. That's the one thing we didn't want to happen. But as it comes down to the bunkers, interestingly enough, as you say, like, are they building a big bunker where they can repopulate, or are they have the? So, like, again, it depends. I think both is happening. In Hawaii, I believe, is where Zuckerberg is building his one, and he's built it like, and that kind of seems that like that is his
his personal one.
His personal bunker. But then you're hearing of billionaires are building bunkers in New Zealand. Now, New Zealand is a nice place to be far away from nuclear war because, again, you're never really going to escape it. But like, if the world does start dropping bombs, New Zealand is a nice place that doesn't really have that much conflict. So you would like, and there's no kind of it seems like a waste of a nuke not to put New Zealand down, but like if you're hitting New Zealand with a nuke, you're not really you're not really going to affect. Yeah, you're just being a dickhead.
You're so like harmless.
But like,
you're taking like the hobbits. Like, what the fuck did they ever do?
Yeah,
but it's hard to build a nuke, guys, and it's a lot of
uranium. They can't pronounce their E's. Leave them alone.
I'll have to sit on my dick. But yeah, so like, again, that's kind of a place where it seems like you could repopulate. And me and Dani have talked about before, and we're probably going to do a full episode bingo on the Denver airport. Now, what that looks like. That
can be your next one. That's fun.
Actually, maybe I'll do that. Well, is it fun? No, wait a minute. No, it's not going to be my next one. There's a lot of apocalypse talk.
Fun one first.
We have to talk about as well. You will have to talk about a death in that as well with Lucifer. But
that's a good one. But we'll hold it for a future episode. But yeah, it's looking like that is a massive bunker built underneath Denver Airport, and a lot of influential and wealthy people have bought land around there. So again, are they gearing up for something? Like that's the thing. Like, what do you reckon? Do you think that like it's now? Do you think that like we could be living in the end times?
Like, I think a lot of these billionaires have the ego that they are building bunkers where they're going to be like the new leaders of the world when it's repopulated. And most of these guys, like Elon with his 25 children, they want to put themselves like center of these new civilizations. Like, they're all eugenicists, 2-1, because, they will all just talk about they'll talk about like the human population across the world in these like sweeping racist, weird paintbrush movements. And they all just think that they are superior because they're rich and they made good decisions. They invested money well, but it goes to their head where they're like, oh yeah, I am the chosen one. I have the best opinions about everything.
They're all Neo in their own story. They're all the Jesus of their own.
Elon is one of those guys who he loves Matrix imagery. He'll talk about the red pill and stuff like that, and it's just like, you fucking dork. It's a movie.
I do love the Matrix, though.
It's great.
It's great.
Have you guys ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones?
No.
Now I'm going to be a little bit fuzzy on this one, but I'm just going to fucking hit a quick Google. In Georgia, in the US, these stones kind of
Georgia,
these big stones popped up in the middle of kind of nowhere, like a granite monument. There was a bunch of rules kind of written up, or like they're the guide stones. So not like, it's more of a guide to like how we should live our lives. If we have to restart. And it's kind of real weird because like someone obviously funded this and put a lot of thought into it. And it seems very...
I have heard of this, yeah.
Yeah. So now they don't exist anymore because they get very controversial. The further you go down kind of the list of this, I forget how many things it was, but like it all, like they were put up, I think in 1980, I think it was. And like they were, hold on, I have it here. Like, so yeah, they're 19 feet, 3 inches high, and they're made from 6 granite slabs. And wow. Fucking hell. So they're big, but they look like big, kind of, what you would imagine the Moses tablets looking like, just kind of sitting up there. And they had a bunch of things written on them, like to say like what you like the kind of world that we should live in. The problem is, like, the further down you get, it kind of gets into eugenics a little bit when you get down to it. So it gets,
of course.
So it seems like this kind of good thing, and then by the time it gets down, it's like, and also we should be breeding like the Ubermensch. I don't think it says that specifically, but like it basically kind of says like, there's you need to like create the perfect man to survive, and so that was very controversial. But it also seems like that kind of seems like people have been getting ready for a new world. Like when we talk about the Denver airport, it seems very new world coded. Same with these Georgia Guidestones. And then when you're looking at all these tech billionaires and stuff like that, and I'm wondering, like, are people looking at what is happening in the world and what has been happening in the world and the kind of rapid decline again in kind of society, and like, again, just so like these like the religions, the way they talk about it is like the thing that starts off the apocalypse, like it's a very slow process because it seems like it's all this big, like it rain of fire and then like the apocalypse happens, but it all kind of stems from people, and like, like first we start losing kind of wisdom and intelligence, and we
it's our fault.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then like the further we get from God, or what our whatever the religion it is, the further we get away from the values of that, the closer we get to the end times. Actually, I'm going to get. I'll start talking about it now when I'm going to wrap up the scripted part of this, and then we will we'll get into like our discussion on what we believe in the end. Right. So the fact is, every generation believes that they could be living in the end times. The Norse believed in Ragnarok. The Hindus have the Kali Yuga. Islam says the apocalypse comes when we make buildings too high, and even the Buddhists believe in end times that kind of match what's happening today. So again, that's the losing your kind of touch on your spiritualism. That's what the Buddhists believe as well. The Buddhists kind of believe it's slightly different. The Buddhists believe that there's a great awakening. So it's like for us, or for Abrahamic religions, you have to repent and then you're brought into heaven. For the Buddhists, you have to wake up. And then that's because you're sleeping and then you wake up and that's when you become enlightened and awoken.
Right.
But again, so when we talk about like all these, like Ragnarok was, that's very fire and brimstone. The Norse believed so like a great fire demon comes up out of the earth and just lays waste to everything and destroys everything. Yeah, Surtur. Yeah, exactly. And it's the same like the Muslim faith. They actually have a great deceiver as well, bearing the number of the beast and the whole lot. And believe it or not, the guy who comes and saves the day is Jesus Christ. People, so like not a lot of people know
not
this.
Kim Jong-un?
No, it's not Kim Jong-un. Unless Kim Jong-un is Jesus. But let's not.
I wouldn't rule it out.
The North Koreans and the fucking Muslim extremists in the one sentence, Dani.
I'm not trying to insult the North Koreans. I love the North Koreans. I love North Korea.
And we also love our extreme Muslims. Jesus Christ, Dani.
I pledge my allegiance to North Korea.
Oh my God.
Kim Jong-un.
But the Muslims actually believe that Jesus, he was never, he never died for our sins, and he's not the Son of God. He's just a prophet, and he was brought to heaven, and so he is the living Jesus. And when he ends up coming back to earth, he defeats the Antichrist or the Great Deceiver again quite easily, and then he just basically like rules over the earth in a peaceful time. But he gets married, has kids, and dies. Like he's a living being, but like he brings peace to the earth. So he is. I forget what they call. Again, I'm not forgetting so many fucking names in my head. But it's basically it is Jesus, but they call him a different name, I think. So that's, and the Hindus are the same thing. Again, they're like the further we get kind of materialistic, the more we get kind of wrapped up in material things and the new technologies and all this kind of stuff, the further we get away from our spiritual being, and then
we lose touch with God.
Exactly, and then that brings upon a rapture. That's the Kali Yuga, I believe, is that's what that one is. If we think about history, imagine living through an ice age, a great flood, the Spanish Inquisition, the Black Death, 2 world wars, a Cold War. We even thought Y2K was the end, and the Mayan apocalypse of 2012. So like everybody is thinking, these are the end times. Like it just happens all the time. Yeah. The truth is, the world is always changing, and right now it's changing fast. All of these events seem like the end of the world because they kind of were. The world that people know just keeps changing. The old world ends and the new begins. It's a constant cycle. So, if you think about now how fast things are changing, and people are like, the technology is happening so fast. Think about the way life was when you were a kid to where it is now. But you also go back a generation and where it was for them. And then you go back a generation and where it was for them. Like if you think about the people who lived in Ireland 150 years ago, wouldn't have known what a plane could be. Yeah. You know? And now we've got fucking drones flying around dropping bombs in the Middle East. Like there was no such thing as TV at that time. And now we've got AI slop showing us fruits and vegetables having affairs. Like
all
What the
over
fuck?
Facebook. Yeah, I've heard about that.
So
I watched every one of them. I love them.
stop sending me them, Dani.
You wanted to watch. You were like, I sent him the first one, and then there was like, oh, wait for part 2, and then he was like ranting about it, and he's like, but I do want to see part 2.
Yeah, but why did 2 apples have a strawberry baby? And obviously her personal trainer was a strawberry. I want to find out what's going on. But anyways, like if we think about it, like when we had like the dark age or the dark ages, you know, the Enlightenment comes. Like fucking imagine if you like Halley's Comet. Everybody when they saw that, every generation looked up into the sky that saw that comet. It was like, oh, it's the end of the world.
It's a sign. Yeah.
Yeah. So like everything was a sign that this is the end of the world. So like again, we are looking at it now, and like it is getting very biblical, and we're looking at a lot of these signs, and we're interpreting it being like this could be the end of the world. Trump is the Antichrist, and fucking Benjamin Netanyahu is the Antichrist, and Israel is going to build the temple, and Russia is going to become fucking Magog, and they're going to bring down the end of the world. There's going to be nukes all over the place, and the whole world is going to end, and it's fucking God is going to rapture everybody. And it just seems like that this is all fulfilling a prophecy. But if you think about through the ages, how many times, like when you had the fucking Europeans or the Brits heading over to the Middle East, at that time, that was the end of the world as they knew it.
Yeah.
Like, so it was always getting...
Yeah, like, you know, it was this like force invading, and like you were saying, is the old world ends and the new world begins, and like, you know, the Brits turning up in their ships, they're kind of like, you know, you can imagine like looking out onto the sea and seeing this like swarm coming at you, and you could like interpret that as like, oh yeah, there was like a you know, a prophecy of a swarm of locusts, like these come onto the land like locusts, and they consume everything and they kill everything. You know, so like stuff like that can be interpreted in so many different ways.
There was also a literal swarm of bees descended on Tel Aviv recently, you know. So
I saw that.
So maybe it is the end of the world, guys.
If you on the nose.
Not to bring it back to The Simpsons, well, exactly to bring it back to The Simpsons, but it's the episode with the angel.
Yes.
You know, they planted the angel to basically promote the mini mall, which is not mini mall, mega mall. And just to like, it just shows that it's capitalism will always use religion because it's what will pull you in the most. Yeah. But then it's like, see the angel, here's my angel, it's my angel, no one else is next to the rakes.
Yeah, but they're kind of like what they're lampooning is actually like pretty close to what we've got here. So you show somebody a sign. Now that was all very manufactured in The Simpsons and hilarious. Yeah. But like you show somebody a sign, and then they align it with their beliefs. So they see this.
Yeah. They build thing that up in their head.
Automatically, he's the angel of death. This is the rapture. Yeah. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
Right, so to wrap up my end of things anyways, do I believe the apocalypse is happening? No. I believe we're in a matrix and nothing is real. But for me, what I want to know what you guys think. I think that we should keep living. Like, don't live like the world is ending, but maybe live a little bit more like it could be ending. Enjoy today because tomorrow isn't promised. But I think everything will be okay. Unless some lad with 3 6s on his head starts dropping nukes, then we're all fucked. But for now, live like there's no tomorrow. Even though there will be.
Gotta live, laugh, love. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A little bit of live, laugh, love.
So yeah, guys, that was my very abridged version of is this the apocalypse?
Are we in the end times?
Yeah. I didn't want to get too like kind of bogged down on like what happens in the apocalypse, like to talk about like fucking the 7 angels, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 swans are swimming. Like I wanted to kind of keep it to what we're going through now in the world, and can we interpret that as the end times? Because it does seem very end timey, but then
I think it's
everyone thought they were in the end times.
Yeah, like you can attribute so many of these things, like we've said a few times, it's down to the interpretation of it. Like, when you look at like Nostradamus, all of his prophecies, and when they attribute one of the prophecies to a world event, it's very much an interpretation, because like, so the whole Nostradamus predicted 9/11, and he had this there was a prophecy where it's like the brothers will fall, or the twin brothers will fall.
Yeah.
And it's just like, twin towers, two brothers, okay, we can make a short leap of faith that's what you were talking about. And I think that there's people in power who like to use prophecies of the apocalypse and doom, like the threat of doom, to manipulate the general population into, like becoming subservient and doing the things that these people in power want to do. Yeah. Because we, like, people, like, the general population will be afraid of things. The general population is afraid of change, and what these guys in power want to do is they want to stay in power through change, and at the like once the change has happened, and they position themselves as the people who can guide us through all this change and can guide us through, like Peter Thiel, like he's a tech guy and he's going on about the fucking Antichrist. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, it's you're developing software, like it's technology that's going to be on our phones, scraping data, like what we Google, who we spend our time with, all that kind of stuff. And he's just like he's trying to say that he's doing all of this because the Antichrist is coming. Like, and then what? Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to like go to the Antichrist and be like, I've all this data on people. Like, I will defeat you. I will defeat you with Oisin's search history. Like, what the fuck? No, it just makes no sense to me that like he's like, oh yeah, the Antichrist is coming.
Yeah, I think these guys are like, there's guys now that are trying to burn the world but hold the hose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like they're kind of like they want to destroy everything, and like when it's not like they'll be the richest guy on the rubble pile. They'll just get rid of all the stuff they don't need. Like all these, like you're looking at Bill Gates right now as making fucking like insects that will make people sterile or make people allergic to meat.
Yeah.
It's like, like, and that's actually happening right now. So like they are trying to like sterilize people. So like they're like, when dwindling populations happen, these guys with all the money, they'll be on top of a smaller bunch of people, and they won't need, like, and they're seeing it now. You don't need people anymore when you've got things like AI and robots are coming and drones are out there, and like there's mega farms for food that are being like, the crops are being watered by robots and they're being tilled by combine harvesters that now don't need people to be sitting in the fucking thing. Like, so like, why do we need the high poly anymore? Let's just kill all these people and we'll be the fucking the billionaires that are sitting on top of a world that we don't need the riffraff in. Like, it's, I don't know, maybe I'm being really negative about it, but that's kind of what I'm seeing is happening.
No, but like a lot of these guys as well, like they will talk about like how, there's like even like this week, the guy Dr. Oz, who's not a real doctor, who is like part of the Trump regime, he was talking about how he's a TV personality, and he was talking about how like America, and the phrase he used is so fucked up. He said it's under-babied, and all of these guys, they're obsessed with like, the falling population and the falling birth rate. And it's like
RFK talking about teenagers' sperm.
Our sperm count is it's half of what it was in the 1950s. And it's like,
because the men of the 1950s had twice the amount of sperm that teenagers have today. Who's checking? Yeah. Well, okay, stop checking teens' sperm count.
Yeah, stop drinking all that cum you find.
It tastes a little stranger, that it's not as potent as it was in the 50s. Well, he's definitely the guy who will be going around like, I'm just going to have a little bit of koala penis and some teenage sperm. Like, he's 100% the guy that is taste testing the sperm.
That's how he's doing it. That's like he's not a man of science, but like all of these guys, they talk about like, you know, falling birth rate, and it's just like, why are you obsessed with people having kids? Like, because like everything you're doing is like removing people from so many equations. Like, you know, you're creating poverty with the way that you're replacing, you know, like a lot of jobs and a lot of livelihoods with technology that's fucking shit, but you're still, you know, then they're just like, why don't people want to have kids? And it's like, because you and your mates are making things shit. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now, like, it's all pretense. Right now, they need the people to keep them in power, to keep this, the Republicans in power, and the guys that have the power want to hold on to the power. So you tell the people that are voting. But we're going down a road where votes aren't going to be needed in a while. When they kill off a bunch of people and then they make it a dictatorship and the empire falls, and what replaces it is just a fucking mono fucking theistic
monarchy.
Fucking that's exactly what's going to happen. And like, it's all a facade now, what you're saying. Yeah, so we're looking out for, like, why they want teenage pregnancies is beyond me. Maybe like RFK was just a big fan of, like, you know, 16 and pregnant, but like, it just, I like, he's like, bring it back. The streaming services don't carry the shows I like. But like, it's, I do believe that it's all like fan service now. I know, again, it's probably not going to happen in 10 years, like, but I think generationally there's going to be kind of a wind down on the human race. Like, there's 8 billion of us. Actually, according to this, the biblical rapture, like a quarter of the people on the planet will be wiped out during the first wave of the apocalypse. Like, so like, that's 2 billion people. Like, if you look at it in that way, like, which I think mind, like,
on that amazing positive note that
I have
is winding down.
I have to say, just where I am on it, and I'll make this brief. Every day.
Dani, go as long as you want, because you didn't really jump in for this apocalypse episode much.
I was learning. Every day I leave my house and I wish the Lord would decide it's my time.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Dani, that's it. You don't get any more.
No, so basically what I'm saying is,
this episode has been brought to you by BetterHelp.
Samaritans, friend of the show, Samaritans.
Jesus Christ.
I wish the Lord would take me now. So I genuinely do not care, to the point where I don't even watch, like, what even is the news? I don't even watch the news anymore, because I'm just like, just fucking bomb us, just get it over with. I don't care anymore. I'm just like, yeah, just whatever. Just fucking... unless Kim Jong-un is going to come and make me his wife, then I'm out. I don't care.
Dani's got that weird I don't care if I die neurodivergence.
I really don't.
Also
it's
known
odd.
as nihilism. I just wanted to get that out.
Nice.
I love Niall Horan. That's why.
Jesus Christ! What is this? Yes, I think right. Just to put a little ribbon on this episode after Dani has fucking ultimately depressed us.
Put a noose. Put a noose on the episode, not a ribbon.
Jesus Christ! I think.
See, I didn't contribute a lot, but what I did contribute was
horrific. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Look, is it the end times? Who knows? But let's look around at our neighbors and our friends and our families, and let's treat them like there's no tomorrow. Murder, rape, what you like. What I mean to say is,
it's the purge.
No, treat every day like it could be your last. Hug someone today that you really care about. Even though, look, you're going to wake up and tomorrow everything's going to be fine. The world's not ending right now. So go out there and live your life. But, just in case, squeeze someone a little bit extra tight today. maybe send someone a message that you haven't been talking to in a while, and just spread some cheer. And Dani, get some fucking help. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really sorry. I want to get back to the good stuff, some happy stuff. But in the meantime, she's been Dani. He's been Oisin. I've been Justy, and I'm still very sorry. This episode was produced by Alex Quinn. Thank you for... I'll say it differently today. Thank you for spending a spell with us today. Because Dani's gonna, if she hears the word hanging around, she's gonna fucking throw herself.
And if you or anyone you know is suffering from suicidal thoughts or ideation, please contact the Samaritans.
Thank you for hanging out with us for a spell. Alex, cut all of the suicidal talk here. We are being kicked out of the algorithm.
Leave it in. I am the voice of the people.
Slán, bye. Bye. Jesus.